Well, hey everybody, I'm back doing a normal video again. I haven't done a Blu-ray haul in a couple weeks, but I wanted to show you a couple of things that I've picked up recently. Also, I'd like to thank everyone who's checked out my last video. That was the first time I've done kind of a vlog where I'm kind of going out and getting something, and that thing that I got was this Stranger Things VHS, aka it's a Blu-ray DVD. But it's a really cool VHS. Definitely check out my video on that. Going to get this was really fun, and seeing, going with my friend and running into some bronies and some Axe body spray. So that's something that definitely happened. Also I also showed in the video that I got Empire Records. I've never seen this movie before. I work at a record store. I know. I've seen High Fidelity a couple times, and that's definitely the vibe of a record store. However, I want to see this movie. I was told by my co-host on our podcast, that I was threatened by him because I haven't seen this movie. Oh well. Speaking of podcasts, I will be talking about that in a second. Third thing I picked up, and I've already done a review of this recently, was Rosemary's Baby. I just got this on Criterion. I saw it for the first time like a week ago, and definitely check out my review on that because this was like one of my favorite early kind of 60s. It's actually late 60s, but I mean like early kind of horror films that really define a lot of the modern horror films. So this is like this, or The Exorcist, or like The Omen, all those late 60s, early 70s, mid 70s, those all kind of just really paved the way to a lot of modern horror. So Rosemary's Baby was really good. Alright, moving on to a sad movie that's really long, and I just remember it being on VHS, 2 VHSs it came with. You have to put in 2 different ones. Because it was just a fat box. But anyways, I finally got Titanic. I haven't seen this since probably 2000, 2001, right around the time it came out. It came out in 99, I want to say. Didn't it? I'm asking all of you, but I'm trying to find it when it came out. 97, wow. Okay, so for some reason I thought it was a little later than that. However, I haven't seen this in quite some time, and I recall being a young kid and seeing the very end of this movie, especially. I remember that. I just remember one of the ship captains shot himself, and then it freaked me out as a kid. I just like, oh my god. It's one of the earliest forms of like violence that I remember seeing on television. So, but anyway, Titanic, I'll watch this again sometime in the future, but I got a good deal on that. So, alright, here's on some good things that I got. This is my third 4K. It's driving me nuts that Best Buy is doing this, but I hate it. But I finally got Baby Driver, which is in my top 5 films of this year so far. This movie is fucking awesome. I love it. I honestly don't know why I tried to withhold my cursing there. It's on 4K. It's a really cool steelbook. If I can open it. I didn't even take out the code right here, but there's that. I don't really care about 4K. Get out of my house. It's a really cool movie. Definitely check out this movie. Edgar Wright's great. I wish I did a review on it, but I didn't. However, there's a lot of good things to talk about. So, pick this up, third, 4K, and it's an awesome steelbook. Alright, now let's talk about a Criterion that I picked up. Just kidding. I'm going to talk about another steelbook that I picked up, and I actually got caught by surprise yesterday. I finally picked up Fargo on this beautiful, beautiful steelbook. And I actually didn't even know. I thought that Shot Factory is the only one who had it. So I thought it was only online. I checked Best Buy the day it came out, and there was nothing on it. And so the other day I was at Best Buy, yesterday, and just randomly looking through movies, and I went around to one side where kind of some of the newer releases were, but, hidden from a lot of the public. A lot of people don't know about that area, I can tell. And saw one of these, and I'm like, oh my god, it's actually here. It's in person. I got it, so I snagged it real quick. This is a gorgeous, just steelbook, but I mean, I got rid of my old copy, got some money on that. Really happy to have this, so I love that steelbook. It's beautiful artwork. Now I'm talking about the actual Criterion that I got, that I was bringing up for a brief second, but I got it the other day. Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. It's from 1990. It's one of his last things he did. I'm pretty sure it's his last thing he did. But it's 8 vignettes, and I really don't know too much about it, but it's light work by Akira Kurosawa, inspired by the director's own nighttime visions, and with stories from Japanese folklore. A fox wedding in a forest, soldier confronts ghosts of the dead, a power plant smoldering a seaside landscape as it melts down. Lots of cool things in here. There's some Vincent van Gogh stuff, it looks like. I'm really excited for this. I love Akira Kurosawa. I've only seen Rashomon, Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, and Sanjuro, but I'm going to keep watching more of his stuff. I have Ikaru, Hidden Fortress, I'm looking over here right now, and I have Ran. But I'm going to be watching a lot more of his films and some of his other things that are outside of the samurai genre. And I'm really excited for that. Alright, next I have It Comes at Night, which was a pretty divisive film this year. I thought it was pretty good. I need to watch it again. I was kind of not in the right mindset when I watched this movie. And I know the background of the director he lost his father either during the process or before it. And so I know there was a connection here. A lot of unanswered things happen in this movie, and I think that's a lot of people have a controversial ending thing to it, and I'm not going to spoil that at all. I did a review of it as well a couple months back, and I gave it I think a 3 out of 5, but I don't recall. However, I liked it a lot, but so I picked it up myself. Next is also in my top 5 of this year, just like Baby Driver is. I just picked it up today, actually. A Ghost Story with Casey Affleck and Rooney Mara. This movie floored me. It's all I can really say. It was so hard for me to describe it to a lot of my friends because it's just one of those melancholic kind of movies where it's happy and sad, but it's like it's getting over a death, and it's just like I don't know how to explain it. It's a very good movie. You have to be a very particular mindset. And there's one scene in particular that's a little too long. It's about 5 minutes actually of Rooney Mara just eating a pie, and it seemed like it took forever. I watched this at my local small theater that only has 2 theaters, and it usually just plays indie films, and I adored this film, and I was in a very good mindset to watch this film. But it's a very sad one, but it's really good, and I would definitely highly recommend it on a day where you're okay to see a sad movie. It was really good. All right, now I'm moving on to some spooky movies because it's Halloween almost. That's something I might call it. I might call it something about spooky or scary movies. Anyway, I'm talking about the video. I got Carrie from Best Buy, and it was like $5 or something like that. So I have never seen this movie. I've always seen the scene where she's at prom and then blood just comes down on her and she kind of gets psychotic. But I know there's a lot of crazy things that happen in this movie. So it had a really cool cover, but it didn't really fit too well, and so I just took it off. And honestly, I don't mind. I don't really look at covers too much unless it's like a steelbook or something. So got that movie. And then now for a couple of classic films from the 20s. Actually, they're black and white and both silent. This one is from, I want to say, German. So this is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I'm watching it tomorrow, actually, after the podcast. And I'll be watching the next movie I'll be talking about as well. And so I'm really excited to see this film. This is 1920, post-war. So this is a post-World War I, and it's German. So I didn't really even know that. I haven't really looked into this, but this is German Expressionism into film history, and so that's really interesting. I really don't know much about this, but I know it's a scary film. I mean, look at that cover. That cover's beautiful, and I don't know Kino classics very well, but this one and the next thing I'm going to show you are both Kino classics. So I'm definitely checking this out. I can't wait to see this film. But the next one is a legendary film that I've never seen, and I'm really excited to see it on Friday. And I'll probably do a review of it, actually. I'll be doing an October series of it. But that is Nosferatu. And Nosferatu came out in 22, I want to say. Yep, 1922. And this one is German as well. Sorry, I didn't... Yeah, it's German. It's German. And so I'm really looking forward to this film as well. This is one of the most iconic vampire movies, predating Dracula. And when I say predate Dracula, I'm talking about the film from 31. I'm not talking about the book, obviously. But this is a loose interpretation of that book. And so I thought that was a really, really interesting take on this. And I can't wait to see this movie. This is just there's a creepy image and a creepy film altogether that I recall. So anyway, those are the things that I've picked up. I got some really good films in here. A couple of okay ones, but really good ones. A lot of scary things. So yeah, spooky. That's what I'm going to name this one. So definitely check out the film Check out these films, but also at the same time, check out some of my other videos. Check out the last one I just did, because that was one of my favorite things to make, and I'm going to be making more of those with some of my friends. Also, the podcast. The podcast is coming out on Friday. It'll be uploaded on Saturday. I don't know when it's going to be uploaded. It's going to be uploaded sometime. But I'm going to be having a special guest with me, or with me and my podcast host. I can never say that right, Mr. Smith. It'll be my friend Hannah, and she'll be on with us, and it'll be our first guest, and we'll have another opinion on something. So that'll be fun. All right, so let me know what you thought of some of these films, what you want to check out, if you want to see any of these films yourself. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm not jonesing around.